Hey, Thomas here with another video for the Artisan Sound channel. And this here is another video that is for you to study and watch along how I mix the show live. It's a live show, live performance, how I mix it live on the iPad user interface that remote controls our Behringer X32 that's up in the booth. I don't want to make a long introduction here, but just let you watch the video, and I have put on some on-screen commentary that you can read along as this number progresses. The number that is in here in this video is tonight, number 10 tonight. It's the big quintet, and in many aspects, this is kind of musically, this is a centerpiece of the entire show. West Side Story. So it starts out with Riff and the Jets and Bernardo and the Sharks kind of preparing for the big showdown and pitting their gangs against each other, but without having an actual confrontation in this song. And then it transitions to where it builds up. There's Anita, who also prepares for her agenda for the night, and then Tony introduces the Tonight theme, and we have it laid out. We chose to follow the version that switches from Tony singing the Tonight theme to Maria, and then they continue and end it as a duet, unison, in octaves, the Tonight theme. And then we go back to Riff having a conversation with Tony to try to convince him to attend the Rumble that is scheduled for tonight, for the night. And then from there on out, it kind of builds up, and the five components in the music kind of go on top of each other and become multi-layered, where Maria comes back with the Tonight theme, then later Tony joins her, and the Jets and the Sharks go on with their theme, and Anita goes on with her theme. So those are the five components, and we've involved the entire company in this performance. We added the ladies singing to Maria and or Anita, depending on their vocal range, so that the entire company is engaged at the end. And it is quite a challenging number to mix and also to perform, but to mix in terms of transparency between the different groups of singers who are doing different parts. And it's kind of tricky to work this out so that you hear all components without them just blaring and overwhelming each other, and to have kind of like an architecture there. And the orchestral music is also very loud. It's a very powerful, energetic track that supports the entire energy of the music and of the singing. So technically here on the iPad user interface, you already know from the other videos that are like this that I'm mixing basically only looking at the DCA group page on the iPad. And in this number, I'm reconfiguring them once in the middle of the number. That is when we go to Anita. So we start out, you can see kind of here on this screen, there are the Jets on DCA 6 and the Sharks on DCA 7. And then Bernardo is here by himself on 4. And for the purpose of the beginning, Riff is by himself on DCA 2. So that means, and Tony isn't involved there yet, so it doesn't, it's not relevant. So it's only Riff here, only Bernardo here, and then Jets and Sharks here. So that means in the beginning, Riff and Bernardo start out solo, and then the Jets and the Sharks join them very briefly after the beginning. But I'm able to carve out the leaders, Riff and Bernardo, still in the group sound between the Sharks and the Jets. Okay, so that's the reason why I have them separated here. And then later on, let me just scroll to the page where the DCA sub has changed already. This is right here. Let me see if I can get my hands out of the way. There you go. So you can see now Riff is combined with the Jets here, and Bernardo is combined with the Sharks here. And that works well because back here, Riff starts again by himself without the jets, but that means the jets are going to be muted, and so it's only going to be Riff on this DCA group. And then Bernardo is already together with the Sharks. Bernardo doesn't have any more solos at the end here. And then you can see the reason why I'm combining Riff with the Jets and Bernardo with the Sharks is that I have to have separate control over the three soloists here, which are Tony, Maria, and Anita. So in the beginning of right after where this DCA group assignment changes, it's the Anita solo, then Tony solos, takes over, then Maria takes over the Tonight theme, then they sing together, so they need to be balanced. And I have to have access to them individually so that they're balanced in the octaves that they're singing. And then then we go to Riff solo, then Maria comes back in with the Tonight theme on top of what's going on here between Riff and Tony. So again, I have access between the three different soloists here, Riff and Tony having their conversation, and Maria starting with the Tonight theme again. Then Bernardo and the Sharks come in and kind of take over what Riff was singing, and Anita and the women start to take over what Tony was singing. So musically, the structure is in the conversation between Riff and Tony. Riff has the main theme. It's not the Tonight theme. Riff has the main kind of the main theme that he introduces in the very beginning. That is here, and then Tony has a counter motif that is the response that goes, yeah, I'm gonna come. So tonight, yeah, it's okay, right? That is the counter motif. And then structurally, once Bernardo and the Sharks come in and take over the theme that Riff introduced, then Anita and the women are taking over what Tony was doing, and then Tony joins Maria in singing the Tonight theme at the end. And okay, so that's really enough for an introduction. The only other thing that's worth mentioning here is that observe how I'm changing the vocal reverb during the course of this number. The reason for that is that it kind of changes between short lyrics that are kind of staccato and have a lot of syllables, a lot of words, and when that happens and you have the reverb very, very strong, the reverb tends to kind of get in the way. So I reduce the reverb for that, and then once we get into the longer phrases of the Tonight theme, I add that a little bit because it helps me blend those longer phrases into the musical track. All right, so without further ado, let's just jump in and watch this. And at the end, if you like this video, give me a like, give me a comment if it helps you, or if you have any insights or any suggestions at all, leave a comment. And if you'd like to be notified of any future videos that we post, subscribe and turn on notifications.
Jets are gonna have their day tonight.
The Sharks are gonna have their way tonight.
The Puerto Ricans grumble, fair fight. But if they start a rumble, we'll rumble them right.
We're gonna hand them a surprise tonight.
We're gonna cut them down to size tonight.
We said okay, no rumpus, no tricks, but just in case they dump us, we're ready to mix. Tonight,
We're gonna rock it tonight. We're gonna jazz it up and have us a ball. They're gonna get it tonight. The more they turn it on, the harder they'll fall. Well, they began it,
lo empezaron,
and we're the ones to stop them once and for all. Tonight,
Anita's gonna get her kicks tonight. We'll have a private little mix tonight. He'll walk in hot and tired, so what? Don't matter if he's tired, as long as he's hot tonight.
Tonight won't be just any night. Tonight there will be no morning star. my love tonight, and for us stars will stop where they are.
The minutes seem like hours, the hours go so slowly, and still the sky is light.
Oh, moon, go bright and make this endless day, endless night. I'm counting on you to be there tonight, when Diesel wins it fair and square tonight. That Puerto Rican punk'll go down, and when he's hollered uncle, we'll tear up the town. So I count on you, boy.
Alright.
We're gonna have us a ball. Alright.
Tonight there
Wounded
will
too.
be no morning star.
I'll see you there about 8 tonight.
We're gonna rock it tonight.
Tonight.
We're gonna jazz it tonight.